You know, when we talk about sound in our cities, our minds usually jump to one thing: noise, right? But what if that's the wrong way to think about it entirely? In this explainer, we're going to look at how our whole approach to urban sound is changing in a really big way. We're shifting from just fighting against noise to, well, the art of creating something new. Let's start with a sound I bet we all remember. Back during the COVID lockdowns, our relationship with sound just changed. All over the world, from Italy to New York, sound suddenly became this tool for connection, a way for us to build community and feel together, even when we were apart. It was this incredible, global reminder of just how positive sound can be. And you know, those moments, they point to a much deeper truth. The sounds of a city, they're really at the very heart of how we experience urban life. They shape our emotions, our actions, and even our health in ways we're only just starting to fully get our heads around. But let's be real. Singing from balconies isn't our day-to-day. The everyday conversation about city sound is dominated by its complete opposite. That relentless, annoying drone we just call noise. And this is not a small issue. In fact, noise pollution is the second biggest environmental stressor in Europe. That's huge. The numbers behind this problem are frankly staggering. For a long time, we focused on noise as a public health threat, and for a very good reason. The cost, both to our bodies and to our economies, is just enormous. 113 million. Just let that sink in. That's how many people in Europe are exposed to long-term traffic noise at levels considered harmful to their health. That means at least 1 out of every 5 Europeans is living with a constant, unhealthy level of noise. And we can actually put a price tag on this harm. In the EU alone, the cost is massive. We're talking billions of euros every single year, not from some complex medical procedure, but from things as basic as annoyance and sleep disturbance. It just goes to show you that what feels like a minor irritation is actually a gigantic economic problem. And that economic cost? It's rooted in real physical damage. It all starts with what you see right here: annoyance and losing sleep. But over time, that constant stress on your body, it just adds up. It can lead to high blood pressure, heart disease, and can even mess with how kids' brains develop. Ultimately, it can literally contribute to premature death. It's a chain reaction that all starts with unwanted sound. So you'd think, okay, we know all this, we must have it under control. But we don't. Despite knowing all the costs, our traditional approach, just trying to turn down the volume to lower the decibels, it's failing. The European Environment Agency actually projects that our exposure to harmful noise isn't going down, it's going to get worse. Now, this failure has forced a major rethink. We have to move beyond this purely numbers-based, anti-noise approach. We need to start thinking not just about the absence of bad sounds, but about the presence of good ones. This quote really nails the new idea perfectly. Think about it. The World Health Organization says health is more than just not being sick. Well, in the exact same way, a healthy acoustic environment has to be more than just not being noisy. It's about creating a positive experience. And this slide highlights that big shift. On one side, you've got noise, this negative thing, a pollutant we measure with a meter and just try to get rid of. But on the other side, you have soundscape, this holistic, qualitative experience that we can actually design and compose. It's a whole different ballgame. The official term for this whole concept is soundscape, and it has a formal definition. It's the acoustic world as we, the people in it, actually perceive and experience it. Now, the key words here are perceived and in context, because, the sound of a fountain might have the same decibel level as a truck rumbling by, but our experience of it is completely different. So, how do we take this cool new idea and actually make it happen? If a city's soundscape is like a giant piece of music, as one of the pioneers of this field described it, then how do we become the composers? How do we start shaping our sonic world for the better? Well, a whole new toolkit is popping up to help us do exactly that. It starts by getting citizens involved directly, using apps and going on Soundwalks to figure out what people are really hearing and how they feel about it. It also uses tech to listen to the health of our urban ecosystems. And it even brings in artists, people called urban soundscapers, to creatively shape the sound of our public spaces.
See, a soundscape is this rich mixture of things. It's not just our human-made sounds, or Anthrophony. It's also Biophony, the sounds of birds, insects, all that life, and Geophony, which is the sound of the earth itself, like wind and rain. A truly healthy soundscape is all about finding a good balance between these three.
And this isn't just some theory stuck in a textbook. Cities are already turning it into actual policy. Just look at this. Berlin is using data from its own citizens to create new quiet zones. London's official strategy actually protects iconic sounds like church bells. It's a really fundamental change in how we plan our cities.
The benefit here goes way beyond just lowering stress. When we intentionally design what our cities sound like, we build what experts call a sense of place. Just think about the sounds you connect with home. By curating sound, we create a much deeper, emotional connection to where we live. Sound stops being just noise and starts becoming part of a place's unique identity.
So this all brings us to the ultimate question, doesn't it? This new approach lets us stop just reacting to noise and start asking a much more creative, and I think much more important, question about the future of our city. So the question is no longer just, how do we make our cities quieter? The real question is, what do we want our world to sound like? And all of a sudden, the power shifts to us, as citizens, as designers, as planners. We get to be the composers of our own urban soundtrack. And that right there is the ultimate takeaway. The goal has never been about creating some weird, unnatural, silent city. It's about learning how to compose cities that sound healthy, balancing the buzz of human life with the calming sounds of nature and community. And in doing that, creating places where we truly, genuinely want to live.